Good evening, Sonder family. Welcome to your Coloring Social. I promise we're going to get chill after that song. That was kind of a very upbeat song for our very chillaxing evening together. Welcome, welcome. It's so good to see you. I have been waiting on tonight all month. I love this little turtle. I think I've seen some great depictions in Sonder Club. You're going to see some of the examples from our Sonder sisters in the slide deck tonight, and then I've got some great ideas. So grab your June journal with the coloring page, and if you've already colored, maybe grab June or possibly your July, and you can work on maybe decorating your cover. Tonight, I'm going to share some ideas for personalizing that front cover. I always say, fun fact, you don't have to bring a coloring page to the coloring socials. This is a really good time to just find your slow hobby, something that will help you be mindful. Perhaps you're just sitting with a notes page and a pen, and you're going to just do a brain dump. You're going to check in with yourself. You're going to find your flow. And just you've carved out this time for kind of this reset, get through tomorrow, the rest of the regular week. So, yeah, update your journal, go check in with your intentions, see how you're doing there. This social is a little bit different because it's a lot of music and a lot of mindfulness. So, um, I'm not gonna spy on you, Betsy. I wish we were somewhere at a lot of tables and we could have our beverages of choice and sit and color and chit chat the same. So, thank you, Cherith. It's good to see you. And if you're dialing in to this on the YouTube channel, we're sorry that you missed our live time together, but we're glad that you are using the resource to find that little bit of mindfulness. The coloring socials are really good if you just need a good playlist in your background for other events, other things that you're doing those hobbies, whatever. Go to the YouTube channel and pull up old coloring socials. So yeah, make sure your chat is set to everybody. Is there anyone here for the first time like, ooh, coloring social? I don't know about that. I posted a note in Sonder Club that said, fun fact, you don't have to color. So I didn't know if maybe that would inspire some other folks to join us. So yeah, make sure that chat is set to everyone. We are exploring flow this month. I'm loving it. I'm learning more about, how everything has to align for us to really find that sweet spot, that beautiful moment of feeling challenged and using our skills and being so aligned. And I love this quote, and you'll see it later in the slide deck too. I let it go. It's like swimming against the current. It exhausts you. After a while, whoever you are, you just have to let go, and the river brings you home. And I just thought that was such a great visual for this idea of flow. You're here tonight to quiet your spirit, to quiet your soul, to just hang out with your people. So yeah, so welcome. Here are the community guidelines that we do share whenever we're gathered together. We want to make sure that we create and hold safe space for one another, and that we kind of stick to the subject at hand. So, those are those community guidelines for you to refresh. And then I'll just tell you, we've got a really fun opening activity this evening. We're going to have coloring time, and then we will close our time together. And again, I've got lots of great examples to share with you. I'll be scrolling through our whole slide deck as you're working, coloring, centering yourself. Take just this moment to take a big deep breath. I'm glad that you're here. I'm glad that you've carved this time out for yourself. So, I have always enjoyed this quote: the cure for anything is salt water. I grew up lived the majority of my life on the Gulf Coast of Texas. And so lots of saltwater time, beach time. But I love this. It's either sweat or tears or the sea. And I thought that worked so beautifully, not only with our coloring page, but also with this idea of flow. It's going to be different for all of us. And so we're going to let this quote inspire just a few moments of mindfulness in our journal. I'm going to invite you to turn to a blank space in your journal. This doesn't have to be a super long reflection. Maybe you'll use your weekly scratch pad, or on that weekly spread, you've got a little bit of space on your Thursday. But of course, the quote names three different forms of salt water: effort, emotion, and immersion. So I want you to think about, when you need healing or renewal, which one of those do you rely on the most? Is it sweat? Do you go do something, get creative, work hard, move your body? Or maybe it just feels so good to have happy tears or sad tears. Just, are you a feeler? Do you sometimes just need to grieve or express? What does that look like in your life? Or think about the sea. If you can physically go to salt water. And I know sometimes there we have a place called World Springs Spa up here in Dallas. I haven't been yet, but they have all these mineral pools that have salts and minerals. Um, but do you need that time of resting and reflecting and reconnecting? So what's your go-to? What comes naturally for you? And maybe what do you neglect? Maybe you're missing something. What could balance look like? So take this quote. And Adrian, I'm a Cancer too. And yeah, those tears. Oh my goodness. But think about effort, emotion, and immersion in this quote and where it guides you tonight. I'm going to put on just a little bit of background noise as you work on this, and as things bubble up for you, how does it relate to when you're in flow state? And so feel free to share as we work on this opening activity together. Right. Thanks for taking a moment to still your souls. And if the sea is very renewing for you, but you don't have immediate access to it, think of ways you can incorporate it. Are there essential oils that maybe you could have diffusing in your house? Could you put on background noises like this? This was a rainforest and tropical beach sound. And maybe that alone will help that saltwater image of, just kind of settling your soul. So yeah, thanks for diving in like little turtles tonight. I'm very excited about our time tonight. We've got this fun little guy, and I'm gonna scroll through slides pretty quickly and then put on lots of kind of oceany music for y'all to work on. We've got some fun quotes here. Try to be like the turtle at ease in your own shell. It doesn't matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. They're very inspiring. Here are some real turtles if you need some inspiration for the colors that you choose tonight. And here's a little turtle pin. And I thought, oh, that kind of works nicely with our graphic tonight. And I love this. Behold the turtle. He makes progress only when he sticks his neck out. So if you see something that inspires you, incorporate it in your page. There is the quote I shared at the beginning, and then we've got some Sonder family examples of turtles. And it looks like we had a lot of marker use and colored pencils this month. But our little turtle swimming there, if you just need an inspiration for how you do it. And I like this. I like the fact that, you can do as many details as you want, or you can kind of look at this bottom middle one. Notice that the fins are like all green and the shell is just done in a couple of colors rather than a whole bunch of little spaces. Um, we've got, maybe you go take that flow acrostic and work it into that negative space on your page. And this page, it was so inspiring to me. And it's a little bit of patience, but the background is actually made from scrapbook paper. And so that's an inspiring idea for really anytime we get, a page that's got some negative space. I love how it was cut out. And I don't know, I would have had to like go up to the window and trace, get the light shining through. But using those scrapbook papers, those tapes that maybe look like water. So that was a fun idea. And she had some great turtle stickers to add to it. Wasn't that a great idea? It just brought the picture to life. This graphic cracked me up when your when your world turns upside down. Look at that. Oh my God, I'm flying. I just got real tickled when I saw that. And then, of course, using that background, look at the little fish in the water that's drawn there. I thought that was fun. And the line where the sky meets the sea, it calls me from Moana. Yeah, I thought that was kind of funny, Bridget. Here we've got a couple more. You can see someone has added some stickers to their page or just a light treatment of color in the background. And then the graphic you see on the right is from an old turtle coloring session that we had a long time ago. But there's nothing stopping you from drawing. If you have already colored your turtle, maybe you'll add some pretty, whirly doodles around your turtle. So, you could add to it like this turtle, the whirly doodles were mostly already there, but you could add to this turtle tonight for extending your page. I know Bridget says that handwriting, it's gorgeous. So that's an oldie, but very inspiring. And I also like that black, that pop of black. Little bit, few more examples, then I'll stop talking. We've got life lessons from a sea turtle, and then here's the turtle's journey. And I just thought that looked so pretty up there. um, some more sea turtle wisdom, advice from a turtle. Some of those words may speak to you. Here's some more examples from Sonder family. And the example in the middle is actually marker graphic. You know, the markers doing that negative space, making those ocean waves with like a white jelly pen. So, another way to extend that, if you're here and you've already done your coloring of your turtle, you might want to work on that background, but also look at those colors that everybody uses. They're just so beautiful. And here's some inspiration if you want to do some mindfulness with drawing. This could inspire how you draw on that negative space. And then finally, there's been a whole lot of chitter chatter about the fronts of our journals, and many of you are jumping out. I invited you in Sonder Club tonight to maybe come. I was going to have some examples of covers to share with you to maybe inspire you to get creative with your cover if you've already done your coloring page. And so here's some things you can do to add to your planner. But I have some examples from Sonder family who have they've done some extra on their covers, and I thought that could inspire you. You know, washi tape, lots of beautiful stickers on these to maybe give your journal a different look from the published look. Here's someone who kind of set up a little scrapbook page and then put it onto the front of their journal. I love that. The memories, just calling it a little memory book. There's some outlining of the florals and additions of some fun ink there, if you wanted to do that. Then some drawings. I love, love, love that sun and the sky and the clouds amidst the flowers. There's a lot of tracing there. And then there are, again, some more examples of just adding stickers to make it your own, make it a little more personal. And then, y'all, I've lost my mind because I tried something new. My June journal, I just did outlines. I just sat one night and doodled while I watched television. And then I wrote a quote about flow on the front. But I decided today, I thought, I wonder what stitching would look like. So I started stitching on my July journal for any of you who might be fans of stitching and embroidery. And so I've gotten just this little bottom part going. But you can see, I took a needle and I outlined in I've lost my mind. I've outlined, I've kind of punched holes, and then I just did back stitching. So I've started on the leaves and got a couple of the petals sort of done. But maybe that's just a new way of finding moments of mindfulness that can just, serve itself. It doesn't have to be for a thing. It can just be for the purpose if of enjoying, of finding flow. My brain was completely occupied doing it. It's something I've not tried before. Had that balance of creativity as well as, being a little challenged. So yeah, so I love the textures and the touch. So maybe you can experiment on your journal. Finally, we've always got a Mod Podge moment where you can just, decorate the front using Mod Podge and other paper bits to make it your own. And then finally, Sierra just posted what she did to her July journal. She wrote, "There, I fixed it. I just saw it in Sonder Club." And then the back of a journal is now decorated with the coloring page of this little guy. So that's an idea too. You could make a copy of the coloring page for each month and then cut that out and put it on the front of your journal. And then you have two coloring pages to work on. So I did lots of chatting there. I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to put on a ton of music. I won't bother you since I talked a whole bunch at the front end, and we're going to color for about 20 minutes, 20, little less than 25 minutes or so. And I'll go through all these slides, and maybe this will inspire you for like future journals too. too as you start thinking about ways to make your journal more personalized and getting creative and crafty. And maybe you use the coloring socials for that time. All right, let's breathe. And oh, Adrienne, try it on paper. It was so much fun. All right, let's take a couple of big, deep breaths and let's start this mindfulness practice with one another, Sonder family.
Swim, little turtle in the sea. Swim with the fish out on the reef. Let the tide take you by the fin through the sea. Through the sea. Strong little turtle moving slow. Carry your home wherever you go. Through the sea. In the sea. Through the sea. In the sea. I'll swim through moon and starlight glow. Shine your shell of honeycomb. Hide your head inside your home. Through the sea. Sea. Sea.
Y'all, when you give your feedback in those questionnaires, tell them to make the coloring socials an hour because it's scheduled for 45 minutes and our time is up. I so enjoyed hanging out with y'all and I love seeing the support in the chat too. Like this is such a good just reset, right? When we just sit quietly or with community, we can go with the, as Katie says, go with the flow. We can visit if we want. We can just read the chat. We can work on our journal. We can be quiet. We can color. We don't have to color. But you showed up, and that's I love that. So thank you for showing up for each other and supporting each other. If, as we transition into July, you decide to do something fun with your Silk and Sonder cover of your journal to make it your own, if you post that in Sonder Club, please at me so that I can make sure I catch that. I would love to create a selection, a whole bunch of inspiration slides to share with y'all. So, yeah, Bridget, I know we were talking to Maya yesterday, and she said, yeah, we went way over. But yeah, I'm glad that you guys just, hung out. And again, if you decide to try something on your journal, let us know. If you hit that Mod Podge hard, we want to see it. Would love to see your page, especially if you like came in tonight and you had already done your turtle, but you worked on the background and you just found that mindfulness by maybe drawing stripes of water or whatever. But yeah, maybe if coloring is not your thing normally, but you want to join the coloring social and dedicate it to cover time and recreating what your cover looks like, feel free to do that. And once again, just thanks for joining us. Katie is going to share the YouTube link. This social will be up for that, and I will share my playlist. It's kind of a generic oceany playlist. If you want to, I'm on Spotify. If you want to save that and then just play it at another time, you could do that. And we're just there's if you want to grab that screenshot. And then I would again, thanks for showing up. Show some coloring social love in Sonder Club. And we'll be looking forward to coloring next month in July with our new theme. See you soon, and I send you lots of light and love, Sonder family.